Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another video. I hope everyone is doing incredibly well. I'm getting a lot of nervous energy coming from the Divine Masculines, but not in a bad way. It's like butterflies in my stomach. I just did a reading on Patreon, and so there were some things that really stuck out in that reading that I wanted to really dig deeper into. And I'm getting the message that like no one has your style, Divine Feminine, or like the way you carry yourself. It's like an energy thing, and your masculine can't seem to feel that energetic connection or that spark with anybody else. And ever since they met you, if they were with somebody else, you took that spark right out of that connection, because now it's like your masculine's heart completely belongs to you. And so I don't know why I'm getting these butterflies or nervous feelings, but let's go ahead and find out what the masculines have in their heart space. Okay, so I think about you all the time. I'm coming back home. This may be that nervous energy I'm feeling because a lot of them want to come to you. You guys may be at a distance from each other. Your masculine might have left the country or left town because of this connection, and you had no idea, Divine Feminine. This goes back to the last reading that I did on YouTube, where I talked about a lot of your masculines clicked into the connection first. So check out the past readings if you guys haven't checked it out, because a lot of you need to hear that confirmation, is that they felt this spark, this whole twin flame epiphany way before you did. And like the connection, these feelings, it's coming around like full swing, so much to the point where they're getting nervous, because I think many of them are getting prepared to communicate again, even if it's just in like a playful, friendly way. They just need to be in contact with you again, Divine Feminine. Okay, so they haven't been intimate with anyone else. It's almost like they're saving themselves. Even if they are intimate with other people, they can't help but think of you, and it's a huge distraction, and it's one of those signs that the connection between them and this other person is really breaking down. It's just, it doesn't compare, and it's getting very intense, because like I've mentioned as well in the past readings, these karmic partners are noticing that many of the masculines are somewhere else, like they're distracted. And another thing I'm getting is, if you guys haven't checked out the community post that I did, if these masculines are spending time with other people, or they're going out, they're trying to distract themselves from the Divine Feminine, when they go out, they see like other people that remind them of you, or your name will be on like a big billboard somewhere, or somehow your name or the reminder of you, or the reminder of a twin flame journey or some kind of deep connection, like it ends up coming into this masculine's reality. And what I'm seeing is like it makes him and the karmic partner feel very uncomfortable, because it's quite obvious that everything is pointing to this connection between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, and I've been working, don't worry, like that is for a lot of you who maybe your masculine's MIA and you really don't know what's going on in their lives, and a lot of you might be kind of rolling your eyes, thinking to yourself that they're off, I don't know, gallivanting is what I want to say, but a lot of them are working. They're working at like securing their finances. They're working to stay busy. A lot of them have been, like, what I'm hearing too is like working out at the gym or working out at home to like de-stress. But they can't get you off their mind. They can't be intimate with anybody else. This is a consistent message that's been coming up. How are they feeling about the Divine Feminine? Like when they think about you and them, why are they so distracted? How do they see you and them? What are they thinking in their heads when they're feeling distracted? Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands coming through. They want to be the only ones to be with you like this, Divine Feminine. Some masculines too, the way he's kind of hovering over her in this card. Many of them kind of feel like they're running out of time, or they want to get to you. They want to renew the passion or the connection. They want to let you know somehow that you're theirs, or like you belong to them. Not in this like possessive way, but it's like a way that says like, I'll always love you. I'll always love you this tenderly, and I'll never be able to feel this kind of passion or this type of love. Unconditional love and very caring love is what I'm getting. And when they miss you, they feel that the most. Or this nervous energy too is coming from like maybe they did run into somebody that looks like you, or they thought that they were forgetting about the connection, and then it's like something small happens to remind them of you, and it's like the wave of emotions that ends up hitting them, like it stays with them for the rest of the day. We also have the wheel card here coming up, and they know that you've gone through a transformation of some sort. Like I see a divine feminine who, like, you've let go or you've learned lessons on this journey where you had to leave this masculine behind to really go through a lot of their own karmic situations. And now that you have, these reminders of you are coming up everywhere. They can't deny the truth of the connection or the truth of how they're feeling, and it's making them really nervous. I have a feeling that a lot of them are nervous because they're getting ready to communicate. Like they're going to test the waters as well, is what I'm hearing. Test the waters. And I know that many of you are just over the whole following you from fake accounts and stuff like that, but they're going to do it. I feel like they're still going to do it. They're going to do it playfully because, and this also came up in the Patreon reading where it's like they want to see the feminine's reaction to them coming forward again. But the Ace of Wands tells me like the nervous energy that they're feeling, or the feelings that are coming up, it's like very nostalgic. They want you to themselves. Because you've gone through this transformation as well, you might be single, divine feminine, you might be on your own, and you might like it. Like you might like this feeling of being independent and not needing your divine masculine, and I feel like it's taken you a long time to get to that place, and that's why they may be nervous about coming forward again, because they're anticipating you saying that you're not ready or you don't want to get involved with any type of connection right now. It's like they're anticipating you saying that. And it's like that's what's making them feel nervous, because they know that the minute you say that, they're going to feel this connection like even more deeply. Because they know they can pick up on your energy. They have certain dreams too. That are like maps, and it tells them whether or not it's okay to reach out. I also see these divine masculines having certain types of dreams, and they get nervous or they start wondering like what you're up to or what you're doing, or if that dream was a warning. A lot of them are afraid that you're going to get pregnant, divine feminine. So if you are either like, because you're single, you've probably parted ways in like, I don't know, maybe like a marriage or a long-term commitment, and they want to know if you're still communicating or interacting with that person, or because you two haven't spoken in so long, they just want to know like what you're up to. Let's go ahead and get a message from the Light Seers deck and find out like what their best course of action is right now with this nervousness that they're feeling. Okay, these flipped over. And we have our Knight of Pentacles coming through. So that's why the working card here came up. Where it says here, I've been working a lot. Don't worry like that. Depending on what's unfolded in your connection, I feel like many masculines chose to handle the heartbreak by like working more, studying more, studying themselves more, going off on this journey where, you know, they realize that they have to spend some time alone. They need to ground themselves as well, which is why I feel in the image they're walking bare feet. This connection makes them nervous. And I'm still trying to tap into why. We have the World card here coming up as well. I feel like it's because this divine feminine has experienced some type of freedom. Like you don't need this connection, or you feel like free from the energy of being like obsessive or being in the chaser energy. With the World card, it tells me that the divine feminine is leaving it up to divine timing. And with that being said, that energy within you is creating so much peace within your masculine. It's like they're not feeling rushed in the sense where you're going to go anywhere. I think that many of them are starting to have butterflies because they know that this is a lifelong journey between you two. They're coming home as well, is what I'm hearing in this reading. Like, that's the message that's coming through. It's like preparing for this journey to make their way back to you, but from a more grounded place. Like, when you two had your separation, or this time around the communication was cut, whatever you two did on your own journeys, I feel like the cycles are wanting to like renew themselves in a way. And it's interesting because he's not riding the horse, he's actually carrying his pentacle on his back. And so it tells me that many of them are taking accountability as well, carrying their own weight, their own karma in this connection, maybe understanding why the separation took place, why you might have been the one to cut communication as well, Divine Feminine. And it really made them grow up in a sense, or maybe like mature. You are a Divine Feminine who's very mature as well. Even though you may be young, you might just have like this maturity or this seriousness about you that, you know, it leaves your masculine speechless sometimes, or breathless. It's like you set such an example in your own life that this masculine can't help but follow. Okay. What else do they want you to know when they think about the connection romantically? What else do they want the Divine Feminines to know that they're going through right now, especially with the nervous energy? So we have the Seven of Cups. Slow and steady wins the race, I'm getting, with the Turtle card in here. And that's why the Knight of Pentacles here is coming through, because the Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. And then we have the confirmation there with the Turtle. They don't care how long it's going to take them to get to you, Divine Feminine. This is the confirmation that both of you are aware that this is a lifelong journey. It's like, no matter how many times you guys try to walk away or get away from each other, the lessons just get more and more intense the more you deny your truth, which is there is a serious connection here between you two. And no matter how much you guys try to spin it, the journey always leads you back to each other. The magic happens. Like, what I'm seeing is a Divine Feminine and a Divine Masculine who completely shut each other out. And the minute you do that, the universe bombards you with spiritual synchronicities of each other, so that you can't forget, like, almost like why it is you're here. You guys signed up for something, and there's no, you know, walking away from the project, or there's no walking away from the mission. No matter what you guys try to do, it's always going to push you back into being your authentic selves. And that's what I'm seeing with the Divine Masculine. They love this Divine Feminine. It's the only time in their life that they've ever experienced true love. They're not about to let that go. They may walk away from it, they may run from it, but they're always going to surface back to their truth, which is, I need to pursue this, because if I don't, I just feel anxious. I feel like there's something missing. And that's it. They feel like there's something missing when they're not with you. They might run, and that feeling of running feels safe for a while, but then they feel like this emptiness or this void. And I hate to sound all corny, but it's like, you know, you feel like your other half is missing. And the reason it feels like the other half is missing is because, you know, each twin kind of brings something to the table. A lot of these Divine Masculines, because they're in this Knight of Pentacles energy, like, they're thirsty for divine knowledge. They're thirsty for divine information. And for some reason, they only have these types of conversations with their Divine Feminine. The only time they're ever really fully able to be themselves is with the Divine Feminine. That's why when you two communicate, you know, you can spend hours on the phone talking, even though you guys just went through like a 6-month separation. You just pick up right where you left off. It's like there's so much catching up to do. And they want that again. That's why they're coming home. They've been through quite a lot, but they've learned quite a lot as well. And we have the Sun card at the top of the deck here too, which is, this is the card that tells me that they're in love with you. Like, that's the spark. That's the feeling of being in love that they can't deny. And it's interesting too, because I feel that many twin flames go through this journey, and you fall in love with this person, and it's the best love you've ever experienced in your entire life. And somewhere along the the path, it's like, information gets crossed, or other people will influence you in certain types of ways that start making you feel very negative towards this journey. I just want to remind you guys, like, to trust yourself, like, trust what your body is telling you, trust what your heart is telling you. Like, if you get a nudge to communicate with your twin, you don't need to go and watch a tarot reading to confirm that. Like, trust yourself, because that tarot reading might steer you on a path that you're not meant to be on. And the lesson there is to follow your own guidance versus somebody else's guidance. Like, if you're supposed to reach out to your masculine, believe me, your heart, the flutters in your heart, the overthinking, the overanalyzing, the recurrent thought about reaching out will be there. Follow those repetitive messages. Follow what your heart and soul is telling you. Don't make moves on this journey because you're scared of rejection or you're scared of abandonment. Like, this journey is so raw and so authentic that, a lot of you too, and I've gone through this on the journey as well, but it's like you fall victim to the way society programs us to be in relationships. The twin flame connection is about breaking those paradigms, and it's about loving wholeheartedly and following your truth. Like, if your truth is that you love this person, they don't have to love you back in order for that to be your truth. That's your truth. And I've done personal sessions with many of you too, where it's like, you're waiting for some type of confirmation that they love you. And if they don't, then it's like, I'm on the twin flame journey. I'm not on the twin flame journey. It's like, you don't need this person to say, I love you. You already know that you love them, right? That's your truth. So you don't have to be in this constant push and pull. The major thing that I've learned on my own journey is acceptance. Like, once I'm able to accept my truth, I'm able to walk my path without apology. And this Knight of Pentacles card, that's what I feel like many of your masculines are now starting to do. They're starting to admit that truth. It's like, wait a second, like, I need to go in the direction of what makes me happy. And yeah, it might hurt a little while in these karmic situations. We have the Four of Cups here facing me as well as I talk about this. For me, like, this Four of Cups here is all about routine. Okay, it's all about habits. Many masculines, when they're in other situations, and the Divine Feminine as well, you guys will need to break out of those routines. Like, the lives that you're living with karmic situations, you'll know it's a karmic situation because it starts fizzling out. It starts feeling like, with the energy of the four there, like you're trapped in a room with four walls and you can't get out. And you're constantly being led to this connection because that's what you should be working towards. It's like working towards your ultimate desires, not staying stuck in patterns that make you feel stagnant or like you just want to get away. That's what I'm feeling with the Divine Masculines too, is that, like, even when they're with this karmic partner, these karmic partners may try to steer them in certain directions. A lot of your masculines too, when the karmic partners feel them wanting to come towards the Divine Feminine, it's like they swoop in there and they'll try to, like, distract them with, like, and I brought this up on Patreon too, but with, like, sexual intimacy, or hey, let's go grab a few drinks, let's go on vacation, I'll pay for it, but what these karmic partners fail to realize is that he'll always be looking back in the background, because no amount of material distractions can get rid of, like, what's felt in the heart. You know what I mean? Like, what's in the heart space will always be there, and that's like a compass back to the Divine Feminine. And I think too, like, even with the Wheel card here, many of you have spent time in your twin flame connection where it's like you've been trying to prove to your counterpart that it's like, hey, we have a connection. Like, no matter how much explaining you do, that person has to experience it in their own time. And that's why the cycles occur. It's so that the Divine Feminine can stop chasing and convincing and just focus on self, and in turn your Divine Masculine ends up mirroring that lesson. And I think that for many of you on the journey, it's your masculine's turn now to really speak their truth. And their truth is that the thing that makes me most happiest in the world is this Divine Feminine, who I barely even know, but can't stop thinking about every single day. So it's time to be honest, I'm hearing, for a lot of them. And it's making them nervous. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. You guys take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.